Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. So tomorrow is a big day. Tomorrow big day because two states going for polls, assembly polls. One is Mizoram, which is their first phase and their first and only phase. And Chhattisgarh with two phases, first phase and second phase. So tomorrow big day. I'm going to talk to you about Chhattisgarh and I'm going to talk to you about the CSDS survey, CSDS NDTV Lok-Niti Survey, and let's talk about it and let's do some analysis of this survey. Let's get right into the show. So clearly, as far as CSDS Lok-Niti Survey is concerned, NDTV CSDS Lok-Niti is concerned, Congress is leading in Chhattisgarh. And Congress may end up forming the government in Chhattisgarh. I want to also refer some points here to what I had spoken on Saturday, that is the two Modi theory where I had spoken to you about. I want to talk about that, and I also want to talk about Rahul Gandhi and his Bharat Jodo Yatra, because that is also coming in the context here. So let's talk about the first point is who should be Chhattisgarh's CM. This was the question asked, and 39% said that Bhupesh Baghel should be the CM candidate, 24% chose Raman Singh, 7% chose anybody from Bharatiya Janata Party. Anybody from Bharatiya Janata Party, I will talk about this, but 7% chose anybody from Bharatiya Janata Party, 8% chose Brijmohan Agarwal, 4% chose TS Singhdeo, and 18% chose others. So 39% chose Bhupesh Baghel. Now, how do you rate Baghel's government's performance? 9% said that they are somewhat dissatisfied. 10% said that they are totally dissatisfied. So the dissatisfied element is around 19%. 2% says no reply. 34% said they are fully satisfied, and 45% said that they are somewhat satisfied, which means 89% of people are somewhat to fully satisfied with Bhupesh Baghel's government. Therefore, the concept of anti-incumbency is just not relevant as far as Chhattisgarh is concerned. It does not prevail in Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh, there is no anti-incumbency. This is the point I was trying to make. And for this, I think a lot of kudos to Bhupesh Baghel. So now let's go next. How do you rate Bhupesh Baghel government in terms of governance? 56% says that the state of roads have improved. 64% says that the state of electricity has improved. 56% says that the state of government hospitals have improved. 64% says that the state of government schools has improved. 45% says that the condition of tribals have improved. Dealing with Naxals, 30% says it has been better now. And that's as far as governance is concerned. Now, party versus candidate. Let's talk about this entire theory. Again, the two Modi theory which I spoke to you about. Before I come to that, let me tell you, 10% feels that Modi matters more than the local candidates. 3% feels that Rahul Gandhi matters more than the local candidate. 4% feels that there's no response. I mean, they don't really have a say. 15% says that the CM candidate matters. 32% says that neither CM candidate nor Modi nor Rahul Gandhi matters, but the party matters. And 36% says that the local candidate matters. The local candidate who is standing in their constituency. So 15% for CM candidate, 10% for Narendra Modi, 3% for Rahul Gandhi, 4% has no response, 32% for the party, and 36% for the candidate. Now, mind you, by the look of it, a lot of people are favoring Congress and Bhupesh Baghel. In this particular audience, 10% still says that they are voting for Modi. And the fact is, this the election manifesto of Chhattisgarh is called Modi ki guarantee. Not Raman ki guarantee, but Modi ki guarantee. So the point is, somewhere down the line, like I told you, two Modi theory, one Modi in the center, one Modi in the state. This is Modi in the state versus the candidate in the state. It is Modi versus Bhupesh Baghel. And the chances are Bhupesh Baghel will be defeating Modi if we go by the statistics. Bhupesh Baghel will be defeating Modi. Bhupesh Baghel will be defeating Modi on what? Bhupesh Baghel will be defeating Modi on development. Bhupesh Baghel will be defeating Modi on the fact that there is no anti-incumbency. So purely based on development and what he has done for the state, he will be defeating Modi. Because I am not saying it is Bhupesh Baghel against Modi. It is the Bharatiya Janata Party which is claiming Bhupesh Baghel against Modi, because it is Modi ki guarantee. The manifesto is called that. So that's the point I wanted to make. Rahul Gandhi is not making much of impact. 3% people feel that they are voting for Rahul Gandhi, but the Rahul Gandhi matters more than Bhupesh Baghel. That's only 3%. So Rahul Gandhi is not as relevant in the state as much as Modi is, and Modi is going to be relevant not just in Chhattisgarh. In every state you will find that Modi would be mattering more. In some cases, more than the local CM candidate. In some cases, he'll be as important as the CM candidate. So that's my point. So here we go. Let's go to the next. Did Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra help Congress? 29% says yes, 37% says no, 34% says can't say. Like I told you, when Bharat Jodo Yatra, when I spoke about Bharat Jodo Yatra, if you remember my editorial, I had told you that this is what we call as ground activation. Ground activation normally definitely helps to improve the image. Rahul Gandhi image has been improved exponentially. And I'm going to talk about this in my tomorrow's editorial, where I talk about Congress 2019 and Congress 2024. What is the difference? I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, and I'll get into more details on that. But as on now, let's understand that Bharat Jodo Yatra was never meant to increase the number of votes or to win states. That is not what Bharat Jodo Yatra was meant. To my mind, what Bharat Jodo Yatra achieved is a fantastic comeback for Congress and a brilliant image change for Rahul Gandhi, which I think it did. So 29% says yes, Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra helped Congress, 37% says no, and 34% says can't say. Okay, now let's go into electricity bill. Electricity bill scheme, 49% says that it has worked for Congress and 35% says it has not worked for Congress. Let's talk about the old pension scheme. Old pension scheme, 46% directly helped Congress and 35% helped BJP. So old pension scheme is important here. I'll tell you why. Because Bharatiya Janata Party had bought the new pension scheme. Some of the Congress ruled government and non-Bharatiya Janata Party ruled government, state governments, kept old pension scheme, stuck to the old pension scheme, and that seems to have worked for the Congress. 46% says old pension scheme benefited Congress and 35% says no, it hasn't benefited Congress. It benefited BJP because a lot of people were preferring, 35% people preferred the new pension scheme. Godan Nyaya Yojana, 53% said it benefited Congress, 32% said it didn't benefit Congress, it benefited Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, Godan Nyaya Yojana was bought by Chhattisgarh government. The interesting factor is Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana. Now, Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana was bought in by the Bharatiya Janata Party in the center. It was not bought in by Congress. It was bought in by Bharatiya Janata Party in the center. And like I told you regarding Manrega, what really happens is if your CM or if your state leader is top of mind, then whatever happens, no matter which central government, state government gets in the program, if the program is successful, normally the credit goes to the person who is top of mind. In this case, Bhupesh Baghel was the top of mind in Chhattisgarh. So the benefit of Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana, which was a central government project, went to Congress, 49% to Congress and only 30% to Bharatiya Janata Party. This is also the failure of the local Chhattisgarh Bharatiya Janata Party government, party workers, that they couldn't take advantage of this. So that's also a failure. So let's talk caste now, and caste we have to, because if you don't talk caste in Indian elections, how can I end the research? So here you are, OBC 45% for Congress, 37% for Bharatiya Janata Party. So OBC, even though Prime Minister Narendra Modi constantly says that he is from OBC himself, but OBC seems to be voting for Congress. That's what the research says. Congress upper caste 50% Bharatiya Janata Party, 24% Congress. Dalits 50% Congress, 24% Bharatiya Janata Party. Tribals 42% Congress and 36% Bharatiya Janata Party. This is as far as tribal votes are concerned. And inflation in the last 5 years, 76% people say that there has been inflation. 12% says the inflation has decreased, 10% says it is the same. So somewhere down the line, when it comes to inflation, this has not really affected the Congress state government. I think that ripple is going to the center. So when it comes to inflation, I don't think the people of Chhattisgarh are blaming the state government, they are blaming the central government. And that's clear because finally, there is no element of anti-incumbency as far as Bhupesh Baghel is concerned. So one can say confidently that it is affecting the center and not the state. Chalo, this is the story. Now, 2 points I want to make here. One is the fact that the once upon a time centralized Congress is getting decentralized. The once upon a time centralized Congress is getting decentralized because now votes are not happening because of Gandhis. Votes are happening because of what the local leader of Congress, that is Bhupesh Baghel in this case, has done for Chhattisgarh. So Congress is decentralizing. And the once upon decentralized Bharatiya Janata Party is getting more centralized because it is finally the Pradhan Mantri, that is Narendra Modi guarantee scheme. That is what the manifesto is called. Modi ki guarantee. That is what the manifesto is called. So what the difference that we see now is what Congress was, Bharatiya Janata Party is. And what Bharatiya Janata Party was is what, at least in Chhattisgarh, Congress is. Because that's the same thing we saw in Karnataka. Karnataka was not fought on in Gandhis. Chhattisgarh is now not fought on Gandhis. By the looks of it, even Rajasthan is not fought on Gandhi name. They are all being fought by the local leaders. Strong, effective local leadership. And that's the new change that we are seeing in 2024 elections. Now let me tell you, tomorrow I have a very interesting editorial. Let's view Congress in 2019, what all they did. Obviously, they were not successful because they failed, but what all they did and why is it different in 2024? We'll talk about that tomorrow and till I see you then, that's tomorrow at 10. Namaskar.